So, good evening, and yes, today's topic is urinary system. By the way, this is PS Rob logging in from indusits.net. And yes, the ICD-10 code range is like N00 to N99. So that is in ICD-10 we have a chapter called disease of the urinary system, or you can say disease of the genitourinary system, which involves urinary as well as male reproductive and female reproductive, and it deals with the disease of all those systems anyway. So the code ranges from N00 to N99. So wherein this N stands for, so simple technique, simple kind of tip. Okay, so N stands for nephro. So I want you guys to memorize in that particular way so that it is easy for you guys to memorize and to understand. So N stands for nephro. So chapter number 14 in ICD-10 deals with diseases of the genitourinary system, and the code ranges from N00 to N99. And yes, coming to the CPT code range, that is CPT stands for current procedural terminology, whereas ICD-10 stands for International Classification of Diseases, 10th revision with clinical modifications. Yes, CPT code range is 50010 to 53899. Okay. Yes, so which means like these codes, they deal with the procedures when it comes to urinary system. All right. So as part of our regular thing, like we just divided urinary system into 4 categories: anatomy, physiology, pathology, and terminology. And we'll begin this session with terminology, of course. Yes. And yeah, this is our formula anyway, 83333 Roman number 10, Indus unique formula from indusits.net, so that you can memorize anatomy, physiology, as well as urinalysis, in a very easy way and easy manner. So this particular formula will help you to memorize all those typical anatomical structures as well as physiological processes. All right. So terminology first. So here, like combining forms, meaning, and example. So I want you to make a note of it. Write down calico first. So calico stands for
calyx.
Calyx. Excellent. Right. So it is calicial. So if you divide this, okay, break it down. That is EAL is the suffix, whereas cali is calyx. That is renal calyx, we say. So calicial, EAL means like pertaining to or related to. So it is pertaining to or related to the calyx, right? And now let's move on to the second one. That is cysto. Cysto stands for urinary bladder.
Urinary bladder.
Yes. So cystoscopy and cystocele, these are 2 examples. And even if you can add like cystoscope also. So wherein like cystoscopy, scopy is the suffix which means like visual examination. So cystoscopy is visual examination of the urinary bladder. Whereas cystocele is seal, stands for hernia, whereas cysto is urinary bladder. So hernia of the urinary bladder is known as cystocele. And yes, third example which I gave you is cystoscope, whereas scope stands for scope.
Record.
Yes, scope.
Instrument used
for visual examination. Excellent. So that is instrument used for visual examination of the urinary bladder is known as cystoscope. Then yes, the third one is glomerulo. Glomerulo stands for glomerulus. So this is kidney glomerulus or glomerulus of the nephron, you can say. So that is glomerular is the example here. So what is glomerular again? Divide.
AR.
Yes, AR stands for pertaining to or related to, whereas glomerulo is glomerulus. So pertaining to or related to the glomerulus is glomerular. So glomerulus is, as I told you, like it is part of the nephron. So nephron you can divide into 3 parts, 3 major parts. So kidneys, like made up of the fundamental functional unit of the kidney is nephron, of course. And this nephron is again divided in 3 parts. That is GVR, you can say. So that is glomerulus as well as Bowman's capsule and renal tubule. All right. The second example deals with glomerulonephritis. So here itis, ITIS. So what is itis, Arun?
Inflammation, sir.
Inflammation. Excellent. So itis stands for inflammation or swelling, whereas glomerulonephritis is inflammation of the glomerular or glomerulus of the kidney. Yes. Fourth one is meato. Meato stands for meatus. So meatus is actually the actual meaning of the term meatus is
opening.
Opening, yes. So urinary meatus is opening of the urinary tract to the outside of the body. An example is meatal stenosis. Stenosis is, you can say like narrowing, you can say so. narrowing of the urinary meatus, that is called as meatal stenosis. Yes. Next one is nephro, Nephro. Nephro stands for kidney. So examples, we have nephritis as well as nephrolithiasis. So Sonali, what is nephritis? So divide this, break it down. Unmute.
Swelling of urinary bladder.
Exactly. So it is itis. Itis stands for inflammation. Suffix. And nephro is the root word. So nephroitis. Nephritis. O is the combining vowel, we say. So nephritis is inflammation of the kidney. So whereas nephrolithiasis. Roja, your turn. Basic word structure. So we have two root words as well as one particular suffix, right? And the suffix is iasis. Right, Roja? You can unmute and speak. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes is the suffix.
So root words, nephro is one root word, litho is another root word, as well as iasis is the suffix.
Yes.
So nephrolithiasis is like you can say kidney stones or renal calculi, because nephro stands for kidney, whereas litho stands for stones, right? So nephrolithiasis is a condition like kidney stones, you can say so, or renal calculus or renal calculi. Calculi is plural, whereas calculus is singular. And of course, if you remember, like we discussed about the same things, the same type of condition in the digestive system, that is, we have cholecystolithiasis as well as choledocholithiasis, if you remember.